Well, you see now, I have this opportunity. Luckily, I became officially a Yamaha artist, although having a very special relationship with this piano for quite a while. So I have this choice of pianos being delivered in the major places where I play. So sometimes I come to the piano I already know and I already like. Like in Milan, I played quite a few times on tour in Italy, and I played one piano, and it was such a pleasure, you know, coming back knowing that, you know, this is that piano and I know it, and you know, it's nice.
I mean, Yamaha and me, it's a long love story, you know. I've been playing Yamaha pianos since, I think, 20 years. For example, the trebles are much more singing than it used to be, and for me it's very important, and I think it's a challenge. It's very difficult. The control of the piano is very easy because the equality of the keyboard is somehow beyond human possibility. So for us, it's a security, especially when you play such difficult programs, you know. And it sings. The bass are really deep. So I think it's very orchestral, I would say. It's one of the most orchestral piano I played.
This piano is beautiful. It is one of the best Yamaha pianos I've played, because this is up to, let's say, here. It's warm, it can be very brilliant, but it's also very, very dolce. There's something gentle, and that's rather new. But I've never played a better Yamaha. I mean, this is a beautiful piano.
I really love the brightness that the piano has. It really shining. And also the bottom part of the piano, bottom end, has really deep, strong sound. And especially when I play with the trio setting like this, I can really play with the full size of drum set, and also, like a big contrabass guitar. And it's just really rich and full, and also the response of the keys, the attack are amazing. And I use piano as a melodic instrument, but also as a percussive instrument. Sometimes I have to take the role of drums. And when I try to make that happen, this piano's response make me become a drummer. And I really love that.
Many, many times. I think all my life it's been a very important component of my narrow piano repertoire of different companies. I don't stick to one particular make. I play very good pianos if I can. And certainly the top Yamahas are amongst the top pianos. And this latest model is particularly impressive. Above all, I love the evenness and the clarity of the treble registers, so often lacking in other leading companies. And they're very strongly made. I seldom find a Yamaha which goes out of tune during a recital. The tuning remains absolutely right. It's a beautiful Yamaha, and it's a remarkable improvement on previous models, and they were already a very high standard. And it was a joy to play the piano, it really was.
It's a surprise that it is a step forward, I think. You notice when you play the CFX that the piano's moved on, and I don't know why. It's I think for me the sort of one of the differences is the way the sound develops as you raise the volume. Because I think before the CFX, every piano would behave pretty much the same way. You play it softly, you lose the attack, and as you increase the volume, you lose the quality of sound, to the point that you have to decide when you're playing full power whether you're willing to lose a nice sound for the sake of getting, power and just volume from the piano. And with the CFX, you have to treat it differently. Because you can get a very clear, quiet sound out of it. All the people I've spoken to, we feel that it does, the sound does last longer. So that's another factor. It was always interesting to play because, it just gives new challenges for pieces that we've already performed hundreds of times.
it's actually a very old piano, because you really do feel the culmination of all the experience that all those amazing people back in Japan, in those factories, which I've had the pleasure, the privilege of seeing, all the experience that's been poured into it. And I remember the first time I tried one, and that was in London here at Yamaha Artist Services. And I turned to the person that I was with, and I said, very interesting. You can actually feel the soul of the people that have built this. They've actually managed to transfer it into the piano. What it does for me the one thing that I'm most interested in a piano, which is what happens after the hammer has hit the string. Yes, what happens until it hits the string is very important, because if that doesn't work, nothing else works. But when you're reaching at that, when you're working with that level of an instrument, when you're dealing with a consagrand, most companies that are building consagrands, they have to be good pianos, or they just won't survive or succeed. In this case, the CFX, what really makes the difference is you forget everything that's happening mechanically, because you have that kind of trust and you have that kind of consistency, that you have the luxury of forgetting the physicality of the instrument. The trust is so predominant that you don't worry about it anymore. You move on to bigger and better things. What do you move on to? What happens after the strike? How you mold sound after your finger has pressed the key. And that's where the piano succeeds. How you layer things, how you use the pedal, how you voice things, how you hit the note in a specific way, how you highlight it, so that when all those sounds are mixed together, what's on top, what's in the middle, you might have 256 layers, but how you organize them makes the difference, and how the piano allows you to organize them makes the difference. And this piano is incredibly user-friendly, which is why you forget that you're dealing with a machine. You start thinking that you're actually grabbing the sound with your hands in the middle of the air. And so it's the transparent, it's possibly the most unassuming consagrand you're going to play, if you understand what I mean. It's the piano with the least amount of ego and the most amount of result.